Let's get it over with. Welcome, everybody, to the local meta report here in St. Louis, Missouri. I, of course, am Brad, a.k.a. the mayor of Lorcana and co-host of the Rules of Villainy podcast. And this is a video series where each and every week I bring to you the latest and greatest in Disney Lorcana winning decks here in our local area. We happen to now be in the Wilds Unknown set championship season, which is absolutely wild. It is a short set, but I can't believe it just feels like the set just came out not long ago, which is actually true, but it's wild that we have just had our first weekend of set championships. And the reason I opened the video like I did with that sigh is because, well, in both set championships that I am reporting this weekend, they're both dogs. Dogs are still running rampant in St. Louis and all across Lorcana in general. And I don't think it's going to change for the next 2 weeks as we are approaching DLC Indianapolis. We are going to see dogs. Two great players got it done here at two set championships. Let's get into both of their decks. They should be, at least one of them especially, might be very recognizable to you. All right, starting at Impact Gaming Center on Saturday in a field of 22, the youngest ever Golden Mickey winner, Aiden, took it down with what he calls Under the Tree and just continuing to reign over the St. Louis community with his Disney Lorcana skills. Absolute treat to watch and actually play against him. I played against him in round 2, and if you want to watch him at all, we streamed the entire event on Saturday. You can find it in the description below and on our channel on the Impact Gaming Center Twitch stream. I don't know if they have VODs on it. Doesn't matter, but we will hook you up down in the description if you want to watch some of these games, including this finale, which turned out to be a mirror match against the Rules of Villainy team captain. And this deck, they're just so fast. It's a race to Under the Sea, and these dogs, man, they're just rampant. They play so fast, especially Aiden behind the piloting the deck. He is one of the fastest players that you'll ever encounter, and it's intimidating as you're sitting there thinking about your next few plays. He's got them all mapped out. He knows exactly what he wants to do and how he's going to do it, and it's just an absolute treat. Talking about his specific deck here, he does have some spice in here. I know Finnick has been in a lot of decks now. He's running a one of. It gives him the option with a little bit of ink if he has it, which these decks don't really ink up a whole lot. But if he has the extra ink, he can use that to bounce cards back into the player's hand. When you play this character, pay 2 ink to return chosen opposing character of 2 strength or less to their player's hand. So that just frees up the board, stops some challenging from happening, keeping that wide board that Dogs likes to do. And it gets wide really fast. With the 1-drops, he has 4, 8, 10, 11, 15, 17 1-drops in here, and he's getting them all out as quickly as possible. Generally a 1-drop on 1, a Willow, Grandmother Willow on 2 into another 1-drop. And every time he's dropping another character, he is just making it cost less and less to bring out everybody's favorite card in the community right now, Tramp, the street smart dog, who comes out for 1 ink less for every character that you have on board. And when he comes out, allows you to draw as many cards as you have characters on board. But you also have to discard as many, but you get to filter, find the card that you want, generally Under the Sea, because that is a sing together song. With Tramp being a native 7-cost inkable card, Under the Sea is very likely going to be sung the next turn, as early as turn 4, maybe. I think, I don't know the math. I genuinely despise this deck because it's so consistent. But between Tramp and somebody else singing Under the Sea, whatever you've played from 1 through 3, 1 through 4 probably has 2 strength or less if you're not doing something with like a Lumiere to bust them up or to beef them up, and just wiping your board and then questing away. The most infuriating thing about this deck is that it just goes wide and doesn't do anything. It just sits there waiting for its moment to find that Under the Sea, wipe your entire board. And if they can't wipe your board, you know what they do? They drop this new Mickey Mouse Expedition Leader from Wilds Unknown. He's a 4-cost inkable 2/3 that quests for 2. And he comes out, he has the choice to come out exerted. And why would you want to do that, you ask? He's not a bodyguard. No, he has the ability Secret Path as well. While this character is exerted, whenever one of your other characters' quests, chosen opposing character gets -2 strength this turn, or until the start of your next turn. And what that means is it just enables Under the Sea even more. And yeah, I mean, I am just having flashes of how oppressive this deck is, because in a field of 22, 5 people were running dogs that day, and I got paired into 4 of them in 5 rounds of Swiss, including Aiden in round 2, which was it's a treat to play Aiden all the time. We had fun with it. I was not yet dejected into just complete brain mush at that point, as I was later on in the day. Tommy and Tom can attest to my mood just going downhill as I run into more and more dogs. But Aiden had a heck of a day. He got to actually bypass his brother in the top 4 because Blake had a grueling match with the Snuggly Ducklings, Michael, in a Blurple mirror. When Blake ended up taking that down with an exciting game to watch, Blake was like, I beat Aiden all the time at home. He can advance. I'll just concede to him. It was the funniest thing, because I would love to see that matchup, because Blurple gives dogs a run for its money if it draws really well. And both of these kids are incredible players. So I wanted to shout out Blake as well, because every time we're talking about Aiden, Blake deserves just as much recognition for his great playing. So shout out to both of them. Congratulations once again to Aiden getting it done. His dad also in the top 4. They're just the family is just absolutely banishing it in Disney Lorcana right now, and looking forward to seeing what they do in the future. So spent a lot of time on this one, but it was worth it because Aiden is such a treat and a great member of this community. Let's talk about one of my teammates at the next one. All right, moving on to our second and last deck of the week. All the way out at Wild Growth Games in Highland, Illinois, we have Rules of Villainy Zone Grapes Andy getting it done with Core Dogs, which infers that he has an Infinity Dogs as well. I wouldn't be surprised. We are approaching DLC Indianapolis, and he has all but mastered this color combination. He's been on it forever. All kinds of different variations being featured on this channel in both the weekly rotation as well as the set championships in the past. Andy gets it done with Amber Emerald. I'd actually be surprised if he did it with something else. In contrast to Aiden's deck that we just looked at a little bit ago, he does have some spice in here as well. He did eliminate the daisies. I do like that. I know that she just comes out there and sits a lot of the times, at least in my experience, across the board. But given your opponent's potentially a character that could be an answer to what you're trying to do, not always the best spot. You don't need to be greedy with the extra lore that Daisy proceeds to have, because you're ultimately just trying to get rid of their board and just quest safely anyway. So getting Daisy out of there is, I think, a good call. He did replace her with some other cards that we didn't see in Aiden's deck. He did put a bodyguard in at David, the protective snowboarder, at 2 cost inkable, 1/4 with 1 lore. Given your 1 costs and everything else on your board after that, a little extra protection with that 4 body, and then just building that board up, of course, to that tramp that comes out, and just you have a 7 cost on board for next to nothing and can do whatever you want. The other spice card that it's not really spice, a lot of decks are running this more frequently now that we see in the meta, is this new 4 cost uninkable Eleanor, Renowned Diplomat. She's a 3/4 quest for 1, and at the end of your turn, if you have 3 or more exerted characters in play, deal 1 damage to chosen opposing character, gain 1 lore, and draw a card. So a little bit more card drawing engine there, as well as the Floodborn Tramp that we talked about. Just a 1 of there. And then, yeah, it's dogs, guys. We've been talking about dogs for several sets now. It's the best it's ever been, and it's not going away, at least not till the end of this set when rotation hits. We'll see what happens. The one card that's going to keep enabling Amber to just excel right now is this Grandmother Willow. She just came out last set. She's a set old, and making your characters, the next character you play every turn, cost 1 less. Just opens the door for possibilities here. Why Dogs doesn't ink a whole lot. They don't need to, with all the cost reduction, all of the free cards that you can get out there. And you can even bounce your own cards with the Emerald Chromacon, which I'm sure came into play for both of these players over the course of the weekend. But yeah, that's Andy's deck. Congratulations to him. I believe I said it already. It was a field of 14. I think I don't have it in front of me, but I'm sure, it doesn't make it any less difficult to get to that top spot and get that beautiful woody playmat. So once again, congratulations to Andy. All right, That's going to do it. That's going to wrap up this week's local meta report in this set championship season. Congratulations once again to Aiden and Andy for getting it done with dogs. I know I told Andy I was going to be super sassy about it because of my experience against it yesterday and just its overall presence in the meta. But ultimately, celebrating you guys outweighs my disdain for the deck. I do want to also give a special shout out to team captain Jimmy, who finished second on Saturday in the Impact Gaming Center sets to Aiden in that mirror match for the finale there. So just two big wins for the Rules of Villainy team here, and couldn't be more proud of you guys. And again, to watching Aiden just continue to grow and be a great player at such a young age, him and his brother both, it makes all of this worth it. So thank you for you guys. For submitting your decks to allow me to do this for you. Thank you to everybody who's watching. I hope you enjoy this content. If you like it, please like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications for any kind of Rules of Villainy content. Of course, we have this. We have Deck Test Tuesdays. We have the podcast proper dropping every Friday. Speaking of, this Friday, June 12th, we will be premiering our 100th episode. That's right. 100 weeks straight we have been doing this, and I'm so proud of this journey. So happy to be here today doing this, and we hope that you join us because it is going to be live here on YouTube with all kinds of giveaways, all kinds of games, and just us celebrating the occasion because we are so blessed to be where we are and enjoying this game still 100 weeks later after starting the podcast, because it just keeps getting better and better, and we are so thankful. Like, and if you think I'm being so grateful now, just wait till Friday when I'm anyway. That's it. That's going to do it. If you that's not enough content for you, Saturday we have the 14th, we have another tournament we will be streaming for you from Impact Gaming Center. If you are local, please consider coming to play in it. We have all kinds of giveaways there as well, over 1K in prizing, and it's going to be great practice. If you are going to DLC Indianapolis, please come play. Let's have some fun. I don't have the cost in front of me confirmed. I think it's $20, but don't hold me to it. But it's going to be fantastic, and we're going to be happy to stream it for you and everybody who can't make it. So be sure to check that out. Link in the description below. If it's not there, check our channel. It will be there. We'll be broadcasting out on the socials at Rules of Villainy. And yeah, I think I covered everything. Until then, happy questing.